Kyle Teel is white hot right now. Is he ready for AAA? What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Sea Radio. My name is Corbin, the Red Sox top catching prospect / number 3 prospect overall in the Red Sox system, is having himself a year right now with the AA Sea Dogs, and it's got a lot of people wondering, is Kyle Teel ready for that next step? Is he ready to be promoted to AAA baseball? Well, that's what we're going to try and figure out in today's video, because what we're doing today is we are taking a look at Kyle Teel. We're going to break him down a bit statistically and talk about whether or not statistically we believe he's ready for that AAA promotion, and we're going to talk about what the Red Sox may be thinking in terms of a promotion for him. But before we get into that, I just want to give you guys a heads up. The highlights in this video are going to look a little bit different than normal. That's because MLB right now is basically refusing to allow me to use their content at all in any of these videos. We're trying to get that figured out, so until then, you're just going to have to bear with me a little bit. I apologize for any inconvenience that may cause, and I promise you we're working to figure it out, and it's not going to stop us from trying to make the best Red Sox content available on the internet. Speaking of that, thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. The Red Sox number 1 draft pick in 2023 got into the system in the second half last year and immediately started making waves. In fact, Kyle Teel jumped up 3 different levels in the Red Sox farm system in just his first couple of months in professional baseball. He started in the complex league and finished the season in AA, where he got his first taste of AA baseball. Now, it was only about a week of gameplay for Kyle Teel. It was exactly 9 games, but in those 9 games, he was extremely impressive. He finished the AA season last year, slashing .323 with a .462 on base percentage and a .484 slug, good for a 167 WRC plus, or 67% more productive than the average hitter in AA. Coming into 2024, there was a lot of hype surrounding Kyle Teel. In fact, there were some analysts out there saying that by the end of the 2024 season, Kyle Teel could be the most exciting prospect the Red Sox have in their farm system. Now, there was one big question surrounding Teal coming into 2024. What does his production look like over a full season's worth of workload, right? We have not seen up until this point what Kyle Teel looks like in a full season of professional baseball. But if the start of this season, or basically a little bit under halfway through this season, is any indication as to who Kyle Teel could be, he absolutely could be someone special, because so far in AA, he's played in 57 games, and in those 57 games, he's slashing .313 with a .405 on base percentage and a .493 slug, good for a 153 WRC plus. In 57 games, he has been 53% more productive at the plate than the average hitter in AA. He's also showed a bit more power this season as well, crushing 8 home runs, 14 doubles, good for 45 RBIs. That is on pace over the course of a 136 game season if he were to play the full season in AA for 20 home runs, 34 doubles, and over 100 RBIs. That would be a whole lot of production from the catching position. Some of the reasons for this increase could be because he's putting the ball in play a bit more than he was last year. He's striking out about 5% less than he did in his short stint in AA last season, and as we all know, being able to put the ball in play leads to better things happening. He is walking a bit less than he was last year at 12.1% compared to 20.5% in those 9 games last season, but 12% is still a really solid walk rate, and again, it is just 9 games, so it is a bit difficult to fully extrapolate what that would look like over the course of 130 somewhat games. But if the trade-off is more contact and less walks, I think most people take that all day. He's also getting the ball in the air a lot more than last year, cutting his ground ball rate by over 6% and increasing his fly ball rate by over 17%. And he's driving the ball more towards all fields than he ever has in professional baseball. If you take a look at his splits here, it's something like 42-ish% to the pull side, 22% going to center, an increase of over 15% from last year, and 37% going to the opposite field. He has been absolutely killing it this season. Basically, what we are seeing from Kyle Teel at the plate so far this year is more contact than we've ever seen from him at the professional level. We are seeing the ball in the air a lot more than we've seen at the professional level. It's leading to a lot more power production season, and he's still maintaining a pretty solid on-base percentage, right? There's a little bit of a trade-off there, but it's nothing crazy, and he's still getting on base at a pretty high amount. If you're taking a look at simply what he's doing at the plate, he is absolutely head over heels ready for that next level. But that's the big question. Are the Red Sox willing or ready to promote him to AAA? But before we get into that, do me a favor. If you haven't already, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button. We talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button as well. Not only does it help these videos out a ton, but it's also the best way you can let me know that you're enjoying the content we are putting out. Thank you all very much for taking a moment to do so. Let's talk about whether or not the Red Sox are ready. If I'm the Boston Red Sox, I'm absolutely promoting Kyle Teel as soon as humanly possible. Now, they aren't necessarily in a rush to get Kyle Teel up to the major league level, especially with how Connor Wong's been hitting so far this year. It's not like they need him on this bench or they need him in these games to be a better baseball team, but at the same point, this is a guy that you've already sort of labeled as being a part of the next great Red Sox team, and because of that, you want to continue to challenge him. You want to continue to make sure that he is developing at the best rate possible, and right now, it just doesn't really feel like he's being challenged at the AA level. AAA would be a completely new challenge for him. It'd be a little bit more of a workload, and it would be closer to major league competition as you were going to be facing some guys with major league experience. Now, we all say that AA is the hardest level to get through in a minor league system, but if he's doing well here, it might be ready for a brand new challenge, and that's exactly what AAA would produce. However, there could be a reason for pause here if you're the Boston Red Sox, and that is simply Kyle Teel's defense, at least so far this season, because so far defensively, Kyle Teel's been a little bit less impressive behind the dish than he has at the dish. So far, he's played 35 games behind the dish so far for the Portland Sea Dogs. In those 35 games, he has 7 errors, 2 pass balls, and has caught 8 runners stealing while allowing 46 to steal safely. That is a caught stealing percentage of just 17.4%. For reference, the dead average caught stealing percentage amongst big league catchers is 21%. That puts him about a little bit over 4% worse catching batters stealing than the average catcher in Major League Baseball. Now, there are a couple of schools of thought on this one, actually, when you talk about whether or not it's going to prevent him from being promoted to AAA. The first school of thought here, if you're the Red Sox, is, okay, we have some time. We don't necessarily need to rush him up to the major league level or even up to the AAA level because of what Connor Wong's doing for you behind the dish and at the plate so far this season. And we're going to let him continue to develop, even though he's not being challenged at the plate as a hitter. He is being challenged behind the plate as a catcher. Let's continue to watch and see that develop. The other school of thought here is that, hey, at the AAA level, not only do you have a catcher up there in Tyler Heineman, who has successful major league defensive experience behind the dish, you also have Roberto Perez, who is on the injured list, and I'm not sure is traveling or with the team, at least on away games. I'm sure he's with the team and in the area for home games, who has also been a successful defensive catcher at the big league level. These are guys who can talk to him and give him some major league experience, some pointers, and help him get in the right direction. But you also have a Red Sox Hall of Fame catcher in Rich Gedman helping coach the Worcester Red Sox. That's a whole lot of successful major league experience, at least defensively, that Kyle Teel could kind of lean on at the AAA level and soak in and really start to develop a defensive identity behind the dish. And to me, that gives me even more reason to promote him to AAA. So while the defense, in my opinion, might be something that holds the Red Sox back here, there's a whole lot of potential positives with getting him up to AAA now and continue to develop his defensive ability with players who have not only had professional experience, but successful professional experience, and a coach who currently has a plaque in the Red Sox Hall of Fame because of what he did behind the dish. To me, while the defense could be a pause, it could also be a really positive thing as well, because you are able to sort of mold who he is as a catcher behind the dish with a lot of successful experience. I don't have any inside information as to when Kyle Teel will be promoted. I don't have any sort of connections or anything like that, so this is based strictly on a guess. But if I am assuming, based on everything we talked about here statistically, both offensively and defensively, and we take a look at how the Red Sox have handled promotions in the Craig Breslow era, I kind of assume that a Kyle Teel promotion is pretty close to on the way, right? I think he's still going to need a little bit of time in AA to really sort of hone in on a couple of things, but he's not too far from getting to that AAA level. I would be surprised if we came out of July and Kyle Teel was still in AA. I think the Red Sox are going to be a bit aggressive here, because they do have the ability to allow him time in AAA to really sort of hone in on the things that he still needs to develop. And again, he would be put into a really great situation there with who's already at that level. So I think the Red Sox are going to be pretty quick on the gun here, but again, I don't have any inside information. This is just an estimate. Overall, what this is absolutely fantastic. Over the last couple of weeks, what we've been seeing at the major league level is a lot of their young stars really starting to develop and become legitimate players at the major league level, but alongside them so far this season, we've also seen a lot of the Red Sox top and really underrated prospects make a jump as well. And if watching these guys at the major league level is encouraging, it gets even more encouraging looking at the future of the Red Sox when you have these guys developing basically at the same pace. But that's just my opinion. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think about this? What do you think about Kyle Teel so far this season? Do you think he's ready for a AAA promotion? And do you think the Red Sox are ready to give him one? Let me know all your thoughts on Kyle Teel and what he's done so far this season in the comment section down below. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Just helps these videos out a ton, and it's the best way to let me know you enjoy the content we are putting out. Again, I apologize for the little bit of a wonky highlight reel here. Again, we're trying to get that fixed, so bear with us. I'm doing my best, I promise. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the red seats.